Hey y'all, on today's show, we're going to show you how to work from home, teaching English online.
Welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now, we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. Super excited for this episode because we are kicking off a new series here on the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, all about different ways to work from home and make money online. You know, Jocelyn and I in the community, we have a lot of trainings about a lot of different things you can do online. You can offer goods, you can offer services, you can offer digital products, you can offer physical products. You can do coaching, but most of our focus is on membership-based websites. Now,
and essentially becoming a business owner.
Yeah. And when you become a business owner, that can mean a lot of different things you have to learn, a lot of different responsibilities. You got to build a website. You got to manage a brand. You got to manage a social media presence. You got to create courses and content. And that can be very overwhelming for people. And a lot of people have asked us, what are some other ways to work from home? What are some other ways to make money online? What are some other ways to live the flipped lifestyle, to get to control my schedule, to get to work when I want to, and be more available for my family and for my kids? So that's where this series came from. We are going to be bringing on a number of guests who make money online and work from home in different ways than just creating and selling courses or even owning and operating a membership. And our first guest in this series is Jocelyn's friend, Gina. Gina, welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, we are excited to talk to you today. And Gina is actually someone who I know in real life. We used to work together a few years ago. And of course, we are Facebook friends. And I see she is always posting cool stuff about her job. And I sent her a message not too long ago. And I said, would you be willing to come onto our podcast and talk about what it is that you're doing? So let's get into that just a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you and your family and what it is that you are doing online.
Okay, I have a large family. I have 8 kids at home, and I teach, English as a second language to Chinese children at home. So I have been doing that a little over a year now, and it is the best job I have ever had.
I bet.
With
8 kids is probably the best break you've ever had as well.
It is, actually. And most people would think, do you want to be, with kids more? But yes. And I actually get up at 3, 4 in the morning to do that. And it's an awesome job.
So what is your background? Okay, we're going to get into teaching English as a second language online. So you actually do this live, right? This actually happens like online. Okay. So yes, what is your background? What were you doing before the 8 children arrived, or what were you doing before you did this online?
In the midst of it, I worked at the school, and my degree is in psychology. So I had started working on my master's a little bit, but it wasn't in teaching, and you did not have to have a teaching degree to do this, but you do need to have a degree. But I did work at the school for about a little over 6 years, and it wasn't a lot of money, but the flexibility wasn't as great although I was off during the summer. But I decided to stay home when my youngest one was born, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do when she got school age, but I knew I wanted to go back to work, but wasn't sure about finding a job that was flexible enough for me to take off if I needed if my kids were sick, or if there was doctor's appointments, or that would also compensate me for my degree. So I kind of looked into different stay-at-home jobs. A lot of them were data entry, a lot of them were this and that. And I stumbled upon this, and it was just like, wow. I mean, it was a life-changing decision for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, what Gina didn't mention is that, of course, we live in a super small area. So even though you've gone to college, even though you have a degree, it's not always easy to find good jobs, and particularly ones that are flexible. And, that's why a lot of people work at the school system. And I suspect that's why you worked for the school system as well.
Absolutely. Yes, it was. It was so that, when the kids were off, I would be off. I would have my summers off and that kind of thing. But in this situation, when I found this job, it was, I could make my own hours. And I start around 5 o'clock in the morning. I could work all night if I wanted to, but I start around 4 or 5. I end around 10 a.m. and I'm done for the day. And I get paid really well to do that. And I get to teach children and love what I do. And I get to do it at home in my pajamas. And I don't have to get up.
You don't need a shower. Just get up, do whatever you want, make your coffee.
It doesn't matter. Yes, it doesn't matter if I haven't had a shower. Nobody knows. So it's great. It's great.
What does something like this pay? Like, okay, let's talk about the job first. Like, okay, so you said you get up in the morning and you literally are working with these kids that are in China, I guess, teaching them English.
Yes.
So, like, are you on a Skype call? Is it like a group call with a bunch of kids? Is it one-on-one? Like, what are you actually doing, like, during these hours that you're working?
Well, the company that I work for will, they do the curriculum and they do everything. So there's no paperwork on my end or anything like that. So wow. I am one-on-one with the student. So it's only one-on-one with this particular company. And I get up and it's like you have a teacher's portal. So you log into the teacher's portal. I am not that tech savvy, so it's okay. But I have learned a lot, and they will walk you through, with workshops and different things to help you. But it's almost like you're FaceTiming someone, but it's the student on the other end, and they are in Beijing, and a lot of them are in Beijing. But there's the whole country of China, so there's different cities and areas. And I have 25 minutes that I teach one student, and one class is 25 minutes long. So you teach them it's a slideshow. So it pulls up on the teacher's portal. All you do is log into your classroom. They have booked your class. You don't have to do anything like other than just open the times that you want to teach and that you're available. And then the company is actually the one that talks to the parents because they can speak Chinese. I do not speak Chinese. So, and they book the classes for you. And all you do is you have an app. You can check who's booked your classes. You log in at the time that you have chosen to open up, and the student's right there in front of you.
That's amazing. So it's like having a business, but you don't have to go find your own leads. Like they just find them for you and they book your calendar. And there's so many kids over there doing this. Like you probably just always have a booked calendar, right?
Oh, you do. In the very beginning, it's almost like kind of you just get a couple here and there trickle in, and then once they start giving you good reviews, then you just get more, and then they can. Now I have so many wanting to book me that I can't keep up with it, and I have to like close slots. But and the kids, you build a connection with the families and with the kids, and then I do WeChat is what it's called over in China. They don't have Facebook, but you can talk back and forth with the parents because a lot of them do speak English, and you just get to know. You have a good rapport with the family, and I have a family that actually wants to come visit over here.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it is they send you videos. They'll say, look what we did today. And I have built so many connections across the world just over this job. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you do have a little bit of autonomy as far as like the way that you present the material, right? Because I know I've seen some of your videos where you've worn like princess crowns and different types of things.
Just fun stuff.
You do, because the girls and boys, they like different things, and you are to give them a reward. That's their motivation. So as you during the lesson, you will say, great job, and you can give them a star, and it's digital. And they also have like kind of digital Snapchat kind of things. You can make yourself have bunny ears, and just it's kind of something fun. It gets the kids laughing, relaxed, comfortable, then they learn better. And anyway, so they do have rewards. Like I'll do princesses, so I can put on like you get a crown, and I'll put it on myself, or you get earrings, and they're kind of like, wow, beautiful. And it's just a great connection to have as they're learning English. And
tell me about the hours. Now, so you do it really early in the morning, but you also have a huge family. So like I can't keep up with 2 kids. I don't know how you're doing. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like you just became one of you. We have like a Mount Rushmore of awesome parents, people that have 7 or more kids. Like you are now on the Mount Rushmore of these parents. But well,
thanks.
Did you pick the early hours, or is it just really necessary to do that because of the time zone differences, or a little of both?
No, it's a little of both maybe, but it's a 12-hour time zone difference. So when it's 8 a.m. here, it's 8 p.m. there. Now in China, they do when they get home from school, they do lessons. They have English lessons, almost every family. It's unbelievable. But there are over 60,000 teachers that teach for this company. So they come home and they'll do a class, which is just 25 minutes. So you can open up slots anywhere from 7:30 p.m. at this time here all the way until 10 a.m. So if you want to teach from 7:30 p.m. until 11, which it doesn't work for me because my kids, there's bedtime, but you can do that, or you can get up early like I do and teach from 4 to 10, or you can teach from midnight to 4. I mean, it's your choice, and I have no problem getting booked at any time because there's always even preschool, because the kids age range from 3 years old. Yes. Some of them speak better English than my 4-year-old here, but
that's what happens in Kentucky. I'm just saying.
It is. I know it's really bad. And so, but from 3 all the way to 16. So you do have kids that aren't in school yet that can take a 10 a.m. morning class in China, and it's 10 p.m. our time. So you create your own schedule on what works for you. And that's why it's so great.
Wow. So like if you're going to be out of town or something, you can just basically block off, like, I'm not going to be, like if you're going on vacation, you can just say, hey guys, I'm not going to be able to do it this week. Or you literally could just bring your computer if you wanted to and do it from anywhere. Like you just have to have your laptop with you.
There are many teachers that work for this company that actually travel around the world and teach. There is a teacher that I know that lives in Switzerland, actually, and she doesn't really live there, but she is staying there right now, and she is traveling around, and she just has her laptop. All you need is your laptop.
And that's amazing.
You can go anywhere.
See, and that's what we say. Like we call it the flipped lifestyle, right? And there's a lot of like funny stuff of how we got that name, but what we really mean is, like, you know, the world tells us you have to have a 9 to 5. You've got to be sitting in your desk. You have to follow the rules. You got to build this life exactly like we say it has to be. And we're like, no, you can literally flip that upside down and live however you want. If you want to get up at 5 a.m. and work and make money online, you can do it. If you want to live in Switzerland and travel Europe, all you need is your laptop. If you want to be like us, we work from home or anywhere we travel. That's what we do. We just bring our laptop with us. And like, that's what the flip lifestyle is. That's why we're bringing this new series in, is we want people to realize that there's unlimited opportunity to make a living online. There's unlimited opportunity to build the exact schedule you want. Like this morning, we stayed up really late last night. My brother was in town, and I think it was like 10:30 or 11 before we even laid down. So we slept in a little bit this morning. We got up. We did a member call with about 45, 50 people at 9 o'clock. We stopped and went and hung out with the kids. I rode my exercise bike, and Jocelyn made a phone call. And then, Jocelyn just took off her robe as she was sitting down for this podcast interview. I'm in sweatpants and a t-shirt and flip-flops right now. And then we got on the call with you, right? And then the next thing will be the next thing. Then Jocelyn's going to homeschool co-op next, right? So then we'll come back and go to a basketball game, and then maybe I'll do a little work before bed tonight, right? And it's just amazing the life you can build, because we have this crazy tool like the internet that can connect us with an entire other country that doesn't even speak our language. It's amazing. It
is amazing, because I can be teaching a student and it's dark there, and I can show them my window and say, look here. And they're like, oh my goodness. But it's amazing because the crickets are chirping in China, and I am teaching them. Or I can be in the evening at a basketball game, and I can have open some classes at 10 p.m., 10:30. And I'm like, well, I got to go because I'm going to go teach a couple classes. And I can pull in 10 minutes before my class starts, just, get on my laptop and teach and make money for like an hour or two. I just get to choose that. And we have talked many times, our family, like eventually as the kids get older, we would like to move to North Carolina where my family is. Well, a typical job that you would have, what am I going to do? I've got to apply somewhere. I've got to see if I can transfer. But you know what? I don't have to worry about that, because I can go anywhere and
your job
teach.
comes
I don't
with
have to ever leave.
That's right. Your job comes with you, basically.
Yes. So I can go anywhere. I can go on vacation. I mean, when I go on vacation, I can close it out like you had asked. I make my schedule 2 weeks in advance. If I know something's coming up, I just don't open those slots so they're not available to students to book. But if something happens, you can cancel. You have, you can cancel things. They like you not to, but like if you're going on vacation, you just don't open slots. So you get to control that. It's amazing. It really is.
What's amazing about hearing your story is it's so different than what we do, right? Like, because we have I feel like we have a lot more moving parts, but it's also like other stuff that like we like to do, right? Like I like to go out and try to find new clients. Like I like to, like the lead generation part is something that like I really dig. Like that's my jam, right? That's what I kind of like to do. But like you were kind of like, I don't want to own this whole business. I just want to be a part of something that I can control my schedule. And like, there's so much flexibility and freedom to just build whatever you decide. Like you don't have to do what me and Jocelyn do. You can do what Gina does. You don't have to do what Gina does. You can build it like another way.
Yeah. And I have loved watching just all of the stuff that you post. I mean, it's very obvious to me that this is something that you just really, truly enjoy. Tell people about your setup, where it's at, because I get a kick out of that too.
I am in the laundry room. So I am actually sit right by the washer and dryer. And I just have like a little desk and my laptop and a bunch of my kids' toys or different props, which I've not spent any money on actually, but a whiteboard. And nobody sees what's around. Now, I will say that there have been times that I've had the dryer going and it goes, doo, 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 doo. So my kids are like, I hear something. I'm like, it's the dryer. And they think it's so funny. But
that is hysterical.
Yes, I teach from the laundry room. And it's just I can go anywhere. Sometimes I can take my laptop and move it with my camera and show them like Christmas decorations that we do with the Christmas tree. And they're whoa.
Do you just shine it at like a wall or something? So it looks like it could be anywhere.
She has
basically.
Like decorations.
Oh, like behind you. So you've got like so it's just like a set. It reminds me of like, that, what's his name? Bear Grylls, Man vs. Wild. You ever seen that show where the guy
No.
Okay, so there's a show called Bear Grylls, Man vs. Wild. He goes out into the wilderness and like he's like, here's how you survive in the Arctic, and here's how you survive a volcano and all this stuff.
He like drinks urine.
He drinks urine and like eats spiders and all this crazy stuff, right? Well, he looks like he's actually out in the wilderness. But I watched this like expose on him one time, and there's this one where he looks like he's climbing a mountain, right? And they pan back, and he's laying flat, and they just turn the camera sideways. So it would look like he was climbing the mountain, and there's like a road right behind him. And it's like that. You're like, I'm teaching in my classroom, but I'm really doing laundry at the same time.
Yeah. I know. It is essentially kind of the same because I have like a board behind me and it's got like the ABCs and it's got some of my things, but honestly, like 3 feet over is a pile of towels and a bunch of clothes. And dirty clothes.
So tell us again, like how much can someone like expect basically to make an hour doing this? Now this particular job, the company that you're working for does require a degree, like some kind of college degree, right?
Yes, you have to have some kind of college degree and at least 2 years teaching experience. Now, you don't have to be a teacher in the classroom. 2 years teaching experience can be homeschooling. It can be coaching your child. It can be vacation Bible school. It can be, Sunday school class. Anything like that, yes, of some kind of teaching. That's what you need in order to get the job. However, what you make is everybody's brought in around about the same amount, give or take 50 cents or $1 an hour. But you make about $20 to $25 an hour, depending on the class you teach. So if a student books you within 24 hours, you've opened a slot, it's not been booked, and you only have 24 hours to prepare for that class, which you really don't have to prepare, honestly, but just you only have 24-hour notice, you get an extra couple dollars on the hour. So if it's a class that is like, it just depends on which kind of class you teach on how much you're getting paid. So sometimes it's 22 an hour, sometimes it's 24, sometimes it's 20. It fluctuates depending on what you were hired in.
But it's over 20. I mean, that's insane.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like jobs in our area, and I know in a lot of areas, like you can't just go out and get a $20 an hour job. Like that just doesn't happen, And to be able to do it online, to do it from home, control your schedule. And I mean, if you only work 20 hours a week, that's like $400 or $500 a week. in extra money for your family, $2,000 a month. I mean, you said something like you said homeschool. I was just imagining the millions of homeschoolers that are out there and they're looking for ways to make money. What an amazing experience to teach kids English in China, and like your kids might even get to talk to them and meet someone from abroad and understand that the world is a bigger place. So,
oh, absolutely. Yes, you can do that. And I mean, yes. And with teaching, there are lots of teachers that homeschool. Actually, there's a Facebook group with this company where you can support one another and talk about different things. And there's homeschooling, teachers, and there's teachers that travel, and there's teachers that with this company. And so it's just it's such a neat experience to be able to control it all and do what you want to do. And like I said, not have to get dressed. You don't have to worry about gas money, clothes money, lunch money. I mean, you're right there.
That's something that we often talk about with each other, the hidden benefits of working for yourself, and especially if you can work from home, like, because you don't realize how much of your life gets poured into traveling from point A to B, or how much gas money you actually spend until you don't have to spend gas money anymore. And you don't realize even the time just to get ready every day, just to prepare your food, just to leave work to go to lunch, or man, you get 2-3 hours of your life back every single day just from working from home that you can then pay forward to your kids, pay forward to your spouse, or even invest back into yourself.
Yeah. And I know that you do a lot of volunteering at school, and you're very involved in your kids' lives, outside of at home, which is really cool.
Yes. And I don't know that I would be able to do that if I was doing a 9-to-5 desk job. I mean, I'm absolutely positive I wouldn't be able to do as much. Let
me ask you this. Could you ever go back to a 9-to-5 job now?
No. I would
emphatically no.
Absolutely would. No. And I've had people ask me, and I actually even tried at one point to maybe try to do another job and then this. But I mean, of course, I was tired because I was getting up extra early, but it was just draining. It was getting up, I don't know. I've been spoiled. Okay. So, and I make good money doing this, and it's just great. And my husband will sometimes say, oh, I need to get a sick day or do this. And I'm thinking, sorry, because I don't have to ask anyone for a sick day. I hate that for you. I don't have to ask permission for anything because I'm my own boss. So if I'm not feeling well, then I don't open classes.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
This is an interesting take too, because a lot of people are learning, that those college degrees they may have gotten, right? Like some people are going to have a college degree in history, but not a teacher. They can't be a school teacher. Or somebody might have a degree in business, a good general business degree.
Like me.
Or psychology.
Or psychology. There you go. And they're having trouble finding a job. But now you have something that any college degree could apply toward and you could go to and you could do.
Yes. I actually, they do provide workshops, and they're all free. So once you're hired, you can take different things to get certified in different levels, and it's just free education that they help you, attain while you're teaching. So I kind of feel like I know many teachers now, and actually one in particular that is retiring soon, and she cannot wait because she loves to teach, but she feels like that you can't teach as much now in the classroom as you could because of the testing and the paperwork and the discipline that you have in the classroom to deal with, where she does this on the side. And she said, I cannot wait to retire because I get to do this all of the time and make extra income. And I get to be home and I get to do what I love because it's teaching, and we don't do curriculum and paperwork and such like that. And we do our own thing, and you get to do what you love.
And you get to work one-on-one with students. That's what's amazing to me, because that's the joy I got when I was a teacher and a football coach. That was where the joy came from, was the one-on-one interactions with the kids. And when you're really just throwing stuff at the group, it's not as fun because the kid's sleeping in the back. You got to fill out the paper, you put them up, whatever. But it's amazing. You can just have these one-on-one interactions with these kids, get to know them. And what a difference. I mean, if you teach 20 kids a week, you're teaching 20 kids to speak a second language. Who knows what doors that's going to open up for not only them, but the world, just interacting back and forth.
Oh, it is. And it's very interesting because they are very disciplined and diligent about their education over there. So they are, they ask you questions. The parents will, in feedback, will ask you things like, like little Johnny is like throwing tantrums, and they like to spank and they're very hard on them.
Crazy.
So he'll just like, what do you suggest to help? And sometimes I'm like, listen, he's only 3. It's okay.
Right.
He's doing well.
But it's so competitive there. They're probably freaking out, and
they are.
Yeah. It's amazing to me too. A lot of people ask us like how some people want to actually go down the entrepreneur route, the business. I want my own business. I want everything else. But when they're starting out, they're not making enough extra money to pay for things like website hosting or to pay for advertising. Or they always say, I just don't have enough money. And we're like, there's a lot of other things you can do online to make money. What if you taught 5 classes a week, made $100 extra a week, $400 extra a month to invest in the other thing that you want to build? There's just no excuse.
It's a great side hustle, as people say. Just start it up. Work as many hours as you can. Maybe it would give you the opportunity to quit your 9-to-5 job.
It could, because I tell you that happens a lot. What I've seen is like you will think, because when I started, I thought I just like to make an extra $500 a month, and I mean that was my goal. Well, now I can pull in almost $2,000 a month, and it's just working part time. So it's money that's been able to give me to do things with the family and vacations that I would not have been able to do before. And I would have had to work full time at a desk job to make what I'm making now. I still have the flexibility.
So let me ask you this. So for someone who is thinking to themselves, look, I want to make money online. I want to work from home. I know that we can change our family's future and all this opportunity is in front of me. And they say, maybe I do want a business. Maybe I don't want to grow a business. Maybe I don't know exactly what I want yet, but this sounds amazing. So what are 3 to 5 tips to get started in this? Like just how to succeed in it? Like just preparing your degree? Do you just fill out an application? Do you just what are your tips for success for someone who's going into this? Like, how can they stay organized? How can they set it up? Like, what kind of computer do they, whatever, just what do they need?
Right. You really to begin with, you need is like a headset, which, I mean, I just got like a $25 headset at Walmart, but a headset, a whiteboard just from the dollar store, and a computer. I didn't have a laptop when I first started. It actually the computer was as large as my washer almost. I mean, it was just awful, but it was, you can have that. You would fill out online the application. It's just like a basic information, and YouTube videos is what I went to. There were YouTube videos of some teachers and that work there, and that's part of another business that they do. And they kind of walk you through the lessons that they teach, so you can get an idea of what you would be doing, kind of what they look for. It kind of walks you through the introductory lessons on how, like showing flashcards and rewards. So you can feel comfortable even before you would do an interview, because the interviews are live. So when you first fill out an application, they will send you an email. They would say, do you want to do like a little live interview? It's like 5-10 minutes. And it's kind of over the internet, like FaceTime, like a class would be. And they send you the link, and you can schedule the time, and you can do like a little interview telling them about yourself. And then you move on to like teaching a lesson, and they send you the materials. And I would say, watching YouTube, talking to other teachers, joining the Facebook group for this company, and just kind of feeling around with other people's experiences.
So you actually do an interview with the company, and then you move on to actually teaching. So if someone started today, how long would it take them basically to teach their first class? Like theoretically,
it takes them as long as they would like it to take them. Honestly, some of them go really fast through it, and some of them I think have a lot of anxiety on teaching a lesson, and so they book their time. So I know, a couple who have, like, I was hired pretty quick. But some will say, okay, I don't want to schedule, I'm not ready for 2 or 3 weeks. So there's been some that's been months and they're still not hired because they keep canceling their.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they could say, I can apply, I can do my interview, go teach my first course within a couple weeks, basically.
I would give yourself maybe about a month for all of it, just because once you even if you're hired within a week or a week and a half, with setting up everything, then you want to open your slots. And sometimes it takes a couple weeks or a week or two to get bookings because you got to do your profile. You have to do like a little video of yourself, like, hey, I'm teacher, Gina, and tell them about where you're from. So to just create all of that and get booked, I would say max about a month.
Yeah, there's always a barrier to entry, right? If you want, if you want to make money, if you want anything good to happen in your life, there's a barrier of entry because, like, if it was easy, not everybody would do it. If it, yeah, like you've got 8 kids, you've got a family, you had to go through the process, and if you can do it, I'd say anybody with less than 8 kids. So that's what.
Absolutely. And I did my interview like at 1 a.m. where I knew no one would bother me. And I scheduled it at that time. And yes, it is. I mean, the first month I made $10. Okay. So I thought, everybody starts out somewhere, but it was $10 I didn't have. And then the next month it was like 500. And then the next month it was 1,700. And then so it kept increasing to where now, I mean, whatever I open gets booked automatically, and it's a fun job. I mean,
do you have a waiting list or something? You said you're just over. You could book any slots you wanted. Can the teachers refer to each other? Like, if you have a friend, can you be like, oh, I don't have any slots, but my friend Jill does, or whatever, or like?
Unfortunately, no. I would love that, though. We have talked about that before. It would be great, but there are different parents and families that have different that like different teaching styles. So that's where this company is like the liaison between the teachers and the parents. There are people called LPs, which are called learning partners, and they speak Chinese and English, and they will facilitate back and forth. Like, this teacher is really like animated, and then this teacher's more of a like low key, because you don't have to be a certain personality. Everybody has different likes. So they kind of book, you can't refer another teacher because there's no communication really between when they book. Now, there are called priority bookings, and the priority bookings are where the parent can say, she doesn't have the slot open, but I really would love for, my child to be taught at 5, and they can send it to you, and you can say yes or no. You can say, no, I'm sorry, I just don't want to get up that early. I mean, you can say whatever you want.
What's crazy is there's 1 billion people in China. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, there's no shortage of students. It's like that's like 20, 30,000 people per teacher that's doing it now. Would you say 60,000 people or something like that?
There's over 60,000 teachers right now. Yeah,
and even that's
only
not
been open
even
for 4
close
years.
to enough to serve 1 billion people. So you couldn't book everybody's schedule even if you wanted to. It's just a matter of the system.
No, you couldn't. And there's so many. I mean, the kids, they're actually expanding now over to 300 more countries. So it's an expanding business that's going to be other countries. It's not just going to be China. So it's just, they're constantly, like, they push to, refer friends, or if you know anybody that has, that's interested, because the interview process can be a little grueling. But it's cake. I mean, it's once you get
it's just getting over the obstacle, and once you get past the speed bump, it's smooth sailing from there.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, it is. That's what I tell people. It's just so worth it. I mean, it really is. I mean, my husband will say, "Are you teaching again?" And I'm like, I think it's almost addicting. And I've never had a job where
they send you money for sitting in your laundry room.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
I know.
Let's be realistic.
I'm like, sorry, going to the laundry room.
That's what we tell everybody about online business is it's hard in the beginning. It is there is a barrier to entry to all of these things that we present, like different ways to make money online. But gosh, the reward is something that didn't even exist for humanity 20 years ago. Like, that's what people don't get, is like, this is the first time in human history a life like this was possible. And it's crazy to just waste away in the way we've done it for the first 10,000 years when you could do it the way we can do it now.
For sure. And we definitely want people to be able to get more information from you. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up a page.
Yep. It's at flippedlifestyle.com/teaching English. And that's all one word. So TEACHING. flippedlifestyle.com/teaching English. And if you are someone who is stuck right now and you don't know what you want to do next,
if
maybe
this sounds appealing to you,
if you're looking at making a little money to support the bigger business that you're building, maybe to get some ad revenue going,
or
pay for hosting.
Maybe you just don't want to be a business owner. Like, it's just not something that really appeals to you, but the idea of making some extra money is something that really appeals to you.
Then go to flippedlifestyle.com/teaching English, and we will have more information there, and we will connect you directly to Gina. So she's the expert. She knows about this field. We're so thankful, Gina, that you came on the show, and we're so transparent and just giving your time away to us to tell people about this opportunity. So we will connect you with Gina, and she will guide you and tell you how you maybe can get online, teach a few classes today, and make $20-25 an hour that you can use however you want. So again, that's flippedlifestyle.com/teaching English, and you can get all that information.
All right. We are going to wrap this up for today. Gina, thank you so much for your time and your experience. It has been awesome to talk to you, and I can't wait to hear about your next adventures with your students.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. What an amazing opportunity and story that we heard today from Gina. Being able to work in your laundry room and talk to kids on the other side of, literally on the other side of the planet, exactly 12 time zones away, and make money online, make money anywhere in the world, be able to make more time for your kids and your family. There's so many opportunities to make money online and work from home right now. It's crazy not to explore all of your options. We cover a lot of options, how to make money online and work from home, inside of the Flip Your Life community. We would love to have you in our community so you can explore all the different opportunities and options and find your path to change your family's future. To learn more about the Flip Your Life community, go to flippedlifestyle.com/flipyourlife, all one word. That's FLIPPED lifestyle.com/flipyourlife. And you can learn about all of the courses, coaching, and community options that we have available for you. Our mission is to help you start an online business, make money online, work from home, and flip your family's life just like we did. We can't wait to see you inside. That's all the time we have for this week. Till next time, get out there, do whatever it takes, flip your life.
Bye.